UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Engage.
78 years have passed since the days of the original USS Enterprise. Now a new Galaxy Starship has been designed.
Transporter Chief, beam our listeners aboard. Welcome to Galaxy Class, a Star Trek The Next Generation podcast on the United Federation of Podcasts Network. I am Diplomatic Standard Bearer Kevin Scharf. With me today are Counselor Amy Nelson and the Head of Indecision,
Joe Keegan.
Hello.
Yeah, I've got a name, haven't I? Yeah, I'm Joe Keegan.
I'm just reading off our outline. There was no name there, and he hadn't decided what he was going to call himself, so I don't think so.
You should know me by now. Head of Indecision.
How is everybody this morning?
Decide what I was going to be this week. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it. But everybody's good?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm Wayne Nilsson. How are you? I'm Wayne Nilsson.
What is that?
I'm Wayne Nilsson.
M.Y. Nilsson.
I'm Wayne Nilsson.
Amy Nelson.
Wow. It took you a minute, didn't it? Wow. It's that Las Vegas heat that's melted your brain.
The accents.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So I'm used to ami, the Spanish pronunciation. I'm not used to the French.
I don't know if
is
that
what
is
you were
even French.
doing?
I made it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not used to the Joe.
the Joe nunciation, let's call it that.
Yes. Joe nunciation. I love it.
Well, as we record, we are less than 2 weeks out from Star Trek Mission Chicago. As this gets released, it'll be 1 week from the day we get there. Who's excited for the convention?
You guys, I am so excited to see everyone and listeners. We are in the midst of planning a dinner for you, the listeners. So
we're not paying for the dinner. You guys have to pay.
No, we're inviting you. Yes, we are inviting you Saturday night to join us for dinner. We'd like to have all of our friends. We found a nice place near McCormick, big pub. Well, I should say Kevin found it. He's done all the legwork on that.
Thanks to Google Maps.
Yes. And it sounds like a really nice place, huh, Kevin?
I think so too. It's open fairly late. It's got lots of beers on tap if you are of that persuasion and like to drink beers. It looks like a fun atmosphere. The menu looks good. It's not too expensive. So it checks all the boxes in my opinion.
What's it called?
And
I knew you were going to ask that.
The Poorhouse.
The Poorhouse.
P-O-U-R.
Poor.
Yes.
The
And
Poorhouse.
even though there's that many beers, listeners, if you're not a beer drinker like me, they do have a fine list of cocktails. So I will be enjoying those.
Same.
Oh, you don't do beer, Joe?
I know, I've never been a beer person. No, ever.
Interesting.
You would never.
Kevin, you like beers, IPAs, and...
I'm not a connoisseur of beers, but I will partake if they are available. I like a wheat beer, like a Belgian blonde, or a red, So I like a beer with some flavor.
You heard it here first. Kevin likes Belgian blondes.
Mm-hmm. I do. So please let us know if you're coming, and if you want to join us, we would love to see you, and I think we're going to have a great time. I'm sure the folks at this pub will love it when we all show up in Star Trek uniforms to their place of business.
Yes. It will be an invasion.
Well, listeners, I just hope I make it, because nothing is guaranteed during COVID times.
Yeah.
Need a negative COVID test less than 24 hours before the flight.
Oh, yeah.
Cutting it fine.
Don't sweat it. You'll be fine.
Not doing it.
The restaurant is actually called Fat Poor Tap Works.
Okay.
Fat Poor Tap Works, McCormick. And it's open till 3 a.m. And it's got a great looking menu, and it's 2 levels, and I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Kitchen is open till 11.
That sounds good.
Very good.
I am there.
Mm-hmm. So, I would say we should check the communications array, but I have already done that and have not seen any comments from our listeners about the last couple of episodes. So, why don't we jump right over that into what's going on with this episode, which is a Batleth battle.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
This week's Batleth battle is the Season 5 finale / Season 6 premiere, Time's Arrow, and the Season 6 episode, Starship Mine. Do we have any opening comments about these 2 episodes in general?
I do. Because I was having a pretty rough day yesterday, just missing all my friends from the Star Trek cruise. And the cruise blues hit me hard. And I knew that we were going to be recording. And I was so excited to watch Star Trek, and especially The Next Generation. You guys, I put it on. And it was literally that warm blanket just wrapped around me saying, life is going to be fine. Here's our family. Here's Star Trek. Here's the hope for a better future. And I enjoyed these episodes so much, more so than I ever have. So I will be very complimentary this episode in describing and talking about Time's Arrow and Starship Mine.
Yeah, listeners, you can't see Amy's eyes. They seem all glassy at the moment.
Joe knows me.
No, these are a couple of classics, in my opinion, and it's always fun when we get to talk about a couple of classics. Well, it's fun when we get to talk about really bad episodes too. But I think putting these 2 episodes up against each other is going to be a fun discussion. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
Yes, I love both of these episodes, and I did have a favourite, but then having watched both, it flipped. And there's just there's a couple of tiny reasons why they flipped. Little things annoyed me about one of them, and other things came into focus for the other. So,
wow.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, why don't we jump right into it and start with Time's Arrow. Who would like to give us a brief synopsis of Time's Arrow?
Amy, I'm just going to volunteer. Amy would like to give the Time's Arrow synopsis.
Okay. For Time's Arrow listeners, I'm sure you agree, this is the one where Data goes back to San Francisco, loses his head, and we go back to save him, and life is good again. That's, I mean, everyone knows Time's Arrow. It's like a classic.
Oh, it is. It is a classic. We get to see there's some celebrity, historical celebrity cameos, which is kind of fun. And we get to see an old friend when she was much younger. And, Time's Arrow's got everything in it. Including the kitchen sink. It
does. And I like this type of time loop. And I'm trying, is it different than what we're seeing in Picard? I'm still trying to figure out what the time is in Picard. If it's fake time because Q inspired it, where Time's Arrow, this is real time.
Well,
this is our timeline.
Picard, the events of Picard means that Time's Arrow didn't happen.
Yes.
Because Guinan in 2024 doesn't recognise Picard, having met him in 18 whatever.
See, okay, I'm so glad we're talking about this because I don't feel that she doesn't know him. I feel that she's being so guarded since the 1800s, right? And now we're in 2024, that she's not willing to agree that she knows, because she's so like unhappy with humanity, that she's going to deny everything because she just wants to hightail it out of there.
I think you can read it that way, but the way I see it, because the split from the timeline happens 3 days after the events of the episode of Picard that we saw, and so it does happen. The Federation never gets established. The Enterprise never goes on a mission. Data's head never gets lost. Picard never goes back to the 19th century, so he never meets Guinan. In the timeline that Picard and Seven and Raffi and Rios came from, because in that timeline, that never happened. So
but
Guinan does not...
What do you mean came from? Because Picard knows Guinan.
Picard knows Guinan because Picard has knowledge of the timeline that we know.
Yeah, let's say
right?
Prime.
The Prime timeline.
Okay.
So the Confederation timeline, which is where we
are.
Where they came from. So they time traveled back from the Confederation timeline. And in that timeline, because it split in 2024, 3 days after the events of the episode we just saw, the Enterprise never went back in time to the 19th century.
No, because they're going back to our Prime timeline to fix the Confederation timeline.
But the Prime timeline never happened.
No, because
I think so.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Because Q or something happened in 2024.
Then you're saying they can't get back to our Prime.
No, they just have to stop that event.
If they fix the thing if they stop the event from happening in 3 days, then the timeline reverts back to the way it should have been. And then the whole thing that we know will have happened, and Picard will have gone back in time and met Guinan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which means there should be
General
Davidians
Picard
back in 2024 still stealing people's life energy.
Oh, they so would for 19, 20, and 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
That is their prime hunting ground right there. All these fake deaths of everyone saying they didn't die of coronavirus. It's the Davidians. So, they're right.
Amy's become a conspiracy theorist.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So that was a bit of a side tangent, but I think it goes to talking about importance to canon. If we're talking about Time Zero, if we're still talking about an episode of Star Trek that just got released this week, it makes it pretty important, don't you think?
Yes, it's so amazing how, listeners, we have had these Batleth battles set up over a year and a half ago. And it just happened that we are watching this the same week that we get to see Guinan on Picard. Like, it's uncanny.
It's very cool.
Good for us.
Very. Yeah. Very timely.
So, another guest historical actor that we meet. I loved the Jack Landon part of it. We all know Mark Twain, blah, blah, blah. But like to see Jack Landon, and I remember reading Call of the Wild in middle school. And
yeah, I read that book too.
When he talks about he's going up to Alaska, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. What a great callback. And I'm interested, like, did the writers really like Jack London? I mean, it just seems such a weird author to highlight.
I think they were looking for people who would have been in San Francisco in that time period. And Jack London is one of those people who happened to be there.
Yeah, I just picked up on the Jack London cameo, if that's what it's called, today, watching it, then researching about it. And I was like, Jack London? And I was like, hero, Call of the Wild and White Fang. It turns out, yeah, that's who the character was. Mm-hmm. Then went to Alaska and got the inspiration to write those books. I was like, wow, okay. Because previously
Yes.
I only knew about Samuel Clemens or Mark Twain.
Because he said his maxim, which I really loved, was no one is more qualified to write your story than you are. I thought, that's something an author would say.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of fun that we had these two sort of celebrity authors in this story. I really enjoyed Picard and crew pretending to be a Shakespearean acting troupe. I thought that was quite fun.
Yes, right up your alley, Kevin.
And the housekeeper that they're trying to pull a fast one on.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Oh, Mrs. Carmichael. She is really one of my favorites. And when she comes in and Picard's like, here, now read this. And she reads it like, how could you be that terrible in reading a line? And their looks are so funny. And then Picard gives her a kiss on each cheek. And of course she's, all
swooning,
dumbfounded. And I'm like, okay, I would be the same way too if Picard kissed me on both cheeks.
She probably can't read very good.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, maybe. But it's Mrs.
For the time
Carmichael's the
period.
same actress that plays Data's housekeeper in All Good Things when he's the professor in Oxford or Cambridge or
Cambridge?
yeah, one of the two.
Yes. Oh, wonderful. What a great callback.
And I just saw today for the first time when I was rewatching that it was Mark Alamo playing Frederick Larroque,
Yes.
the card shark.
Really?
Golden cat, yeah.
Oh, I recognized his voice right away, even though he's putting on that Louisiana Cajun Bayou accent.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, fun. Lots of people in this episode.
Yeah.
So should we talk about the guest stars?
Yeah.
I think we are. Yeah.
Who have we got? Well, is this or is this not the most that Guinan ever gets to do in an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation? Like, is this? Would you say this is the Guinan story?
It has to be, doesn't it? Because when we see her in any other episode, she's always having little poignant conversations, but it's little kind of 1 minute segments, and then we don't really have to see her again because she served her purpose. But now, she has a whole storyline. She has a storyline in the future, but she also has the Guinan of the Mark Twain Guinan.
Yeah, which is instrumental because she's going, right along with Data and trying to figure things out. Yeah, I agree with you. This is a Guinan episode.
And, this is the story of how Guinan met Picard. Do we ever get the story of when Picard met Guinan?
What?
Because it's two different things, right?
Timey-wimey stuff. It's confusing.
Wait a minute. Ask me that again.
Yeah. Okay, so I say this is the story of how Guinan met Picard. Guinan met Picard in 1890s in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
But Picard already knew Guinan. So when did Picard meet Guinan?
Yeah.
When did she come into his life?
So when he became the bar owner on the Galaxy class Enterprise.
Yeah, I mean, she came in season 2, but she knew Picard before. Picard knew her before that.
Yeah.
Picard wouldn't have just given the bar to anybody. He knew who she was, right? So he had met her prior to the beginning of season 2, but she had already known him.
Does she?
For 400 years.
Yeah.
See, maybe he met her in 2024. Because he will have those memories, but won't be able to discuss it with Guinan until...
Here, he's born here in 23... When is he born?
2320. 23.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. And then he lives his life, and then at some point, Time's Arrow happens, and he jumps back to, here.
Yep.
And then he jumps
Season 5,
forward back to there. Then he goes forward again. Sorry, my hands are away off my camera. Then he keeps on going forward, and then he gets to, 2401?
2401.
And then jumps back to 2024. and does a wee bit there, and then jumps back to 2024. We assume.
Yeah.
He's
So-
got to have met her though between the time he was born in 2320, let's say, and season 5 of The Next Generation, which is like 2365. You know, he has to have met her before then.
Okay.
No, he has to have met her before, somewhere in between 2420 or whenever he was born, and season 2.
Yes, that's what I mean. And I don't think we've ever gotten that story.
It that she knew him already, so she kind of finagled her way into his life because she knew him.
And sort of
That's
just
the question.
watched for the name to pop up.
She's been waiting around for 500-600 years.
Right.
For this Picard person to pop up.
Yeah, because it was 500 years in Time Zero, so that would be 600. Right? Yeah. Wow.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
what's her game? Waiting 600 years for one human to come around?
Doesn't she say she just has a thing for bald men?
She's a baddie.
You know what I really liked when she was talking to Data, and Data pulled her out of the little tea time that they were having, and they go out to the back alley, and oh wait, I lost my thought. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Do you have that
and she
Elorian
was saying,
thing?
and she's all, and she was saying, "Did my father send you? Because I'm not done listening." And it was that last moment where it put me right to Picard, where she's a listener, and Picard's like, "You're not done listening. Humanity is still here. I know we're in a terrible spot, but please have, hope." And she is a listener, and it came back. And I recognize that in Time Zero. It was great.
Agreed. I love Guinan in this episode. I love her interactions with Samuel Clemens. I think those two have a really fun back and forth. I love it. It is the Guinan we know, but she is younger, right? Like she's got this sort of energy and enthusiasm. And did my dad send you? Like, I am not done. Like, she's got this sort of like tempestuous, almost, youthful, what's the word I'm looking for? Rebellious streak in her. And I love that about Guinan in this episode.
Yeah. So can we talk about Samuel Clemens, the character?
Please.
He's so annoying, but yet critical to the story.
Yeah.
And when they bring him up to the Enterprise, I just was like, what in the heck are we doing? Why is Riker telling him all of this stuff? Why are they beaming him up? And why is Troy walking him around, explaining everything with all this technology and stuff? Hello, not messing with the timeline. That has been a major theme in all of Star Trek. So why are they allowing him to do that? Send him back down without erasing his memory. That doesn't work. Like, Beverly should have done it. Everyone should have been like, all right, keep him in his quarters. He cannot know anything about the future, because then when he goes back, he's going to contaminate the timeline.
Is he though? Because he's a famous author, so anything he tells anybody will the people put it down
Be
as
a story?
He's telling stories like we know him for.
Well, I didn't appreciate that lack in continuity.
It's not like he's going to be able to reverse engineer anything he finds out, because he's not a scientist. He's a writer.
Right.
Yeah. But when
also,
go ahead.
I was going to say also that I like that scene with Troy and Twain walking down the corridors of the Enterprise, and part of the reason it's there is to tell the viewers that it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what that scene reminded me of? And you'll have to help me with the episode title. But remember back in season 1 or 2, and they unthaw the cryogenic people, and it's the old guy, and same thing. Troy's arm in arm, walking him, that old grumpy guy who's worried about his money. And she's like explaining, well, this is how it's like in the 24th century. Like, it was very similar. Do you remember that episode?
Does she walk arm in arm
Yes.
with the financier guy or with the old guitar playing cowboy dude?
I thought it was a finance guy, but it seemed very familiar to me.
That was the end of season 1.
Yeah.
It was the season finale of season 1, and the title of it is totally gone from
Conspiracy.
my brain right now.
One with the Romulans in it. Not Conspiracy? No.
No.
Conspiracy, I thought, was the last episode.
No.
It feels like it should be that last episode, though.
The Neutral Zone. You're right.
Neutral Zone.
Yep.
Neutral Zone.
Good job, Kevin.
Yeah, I knew that I remembered that it was the last episode of the first season.
So one thing I also did notice that I have never seen before. So when they are in Pickard flat practicing, and Mrs. Carmichael comes in, Beverly and Troy are in these corsets, the big, all done up in the 1890s gowns and stuff like that. Both Gates McFadden and Marina Sirtis are fidgeting with their corsets, and it looks like it hurts them. And I'm like, oh, they're going to say something about how uncomfortable these, costumes are, but they never did. Was that in a deleted scene or maybe off production, like on the Blu-rays or something? I don't know, but I noticed that both of them were putting their hands around their corset and trying to adjust it. And oh man. And I was like, girl, I feel you, because clothes were not meant for women to be comfortable.
Made for them to look good. Yeah.
Yeah. To have this hourglass figure. Mm-hmm. I just noticed that and I thought, man, I bet it was very uncomfortable back then and shooting it. Yeah. So.
I love how they just sort of glossed over the fact that almost all of them got jobs in the 1890s. Beverly was a nurse. Riker, he at least stole a police uniform, They don't talk about it. They don't say how it happened. We just take it as known. I guess in the 3-month break between episode part 1 and part 2, they all got careers. Do we know how long they were there in the 1890s?
Oh my gosh, that is so funny, Kevin. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. And it seemed so easy. And yes, I did think that with Data, when he's like, oh, I need money. Oh, I'm just going to go play poker and, have all the money I need. And I'm like, really? Is that how easy it is to get money? Because I've been working my whole life and I don't have that kind of money. Come on.
You're not a Soong type android, though. You can't play poker like true. Data can. You can count the cards
I can't count the cards, no.
I don't think you're allowed to. Get chipped out all the casinos for that, Amy.
Couldn't even if I wanted to.
And it's nice to know that if you are stranded in the 19th century and you have if you're slightly different than anybody else around, you just have to tell them that you're from France.
That's he does that in one of the Dixon Hill Hollow novels, doesn't he? He says he's Chinese or Asian.
No, and remember
from
in
South America.
South America.
Oh,
South
yeah. South America. And what is he in First Contact? Oh, no, that's the Borg. They're Swedes.
Swedish, yeah. Sounds Swedish.
Yes. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, South America. What was that from? What episode?
The Big Goodbye.
It was, I think it was. The first holodeck episode.
See, about them having jobs, I always just assumed that they used their 500 years of advancement to just insert themselves in places. They just, I don't know, got a nurse's outfit and just walked in saying, oh, I've been transferred from such and such hospital to help out with the cholera outbreak, or I'm a police officer from downtown. I've been sent up to help. Like, I don't think they've been there for very long, maybe a day or two.
Yeah, it seemed like that. But then Picard was, changing the gas lights, street lamps. So he had a job too.
Just fake it till you make it.
He didn't, though. Like that, he was planting. Wasn't he planting sensors? So he didn't actually have a job. He just, like Joe said, fake it until you make it. Right.
Okay.
If you look like you know what you, this is what I've learned in my 50 years on this planet. If you look like you know what you're doing, people won't ask you any questions.
That's what teaching's about. Pretending you know what you're talking about, but do it with confidence. Yes.
So, I just was reading, and Joe Menosky, who wrote this episode, said that before writing the episode, he was reading a lot of Twain's essays, and people thought that he was actually quoting Mark Twain, but because he was so familiar with his writings, Menosky says, I was just writing the way I thought he would speak. So, feels like maybe getting a more truer sense of Samuel Clemens through this episode.
And it was set in August 1893, which is my birth.
Is that what it was?
Month.
Thank you.
Just saying.
Oh.
It's quite relevant.
You were born in 1893?
Yes.
Month.
August 1893?
That's what I heard, old man.
If I was born in 1893, then you guys
Don't even go there, Joe.
You guys were prehistoric. Do you not did you guys not drop the Saurus at the end of your last name from modern times?
Very funny.
Hilarious.
Well, is there anything else we need to say about Time's Arrow, or should we move on?
I don't think so. We kind of covered Time's Arrow a lot when we were talking about the deleted scenes.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's all quite familiar.
I was watching it and going, oh, yeah, there's this deleted scene. And actually, I'm glad that they deleted the scenes, those very sexist scenes of
doctors are men, nurses are women.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was watching that through and I'm like, oh, phew, I don't have to see that again.
Yes.
And we've talked a lot about canon, considering how important it is to even modern Trek, right? So I think we've pretty much covered Time's Arrow.
Okay.
So let us then move on to the next episode we want to talk about, which is Starship Mine. Who wants to give a brief description of Starship Mine?
Joe will do it.
Yeah. So the Enterprise goes to a planet where they have a Remmler array in orbit, and the Remmler array is going to do a baryon sweep of the Enterprise, which is going to remove any of the built-up baryons. And weirdly, baryons are particles containing 3 quarks. So if you're a proton or a neutron, you're a baryon. So literally the entire Enterprise is made of baryons. All of it. The whole ship. You and me are made of baryons. Yeah, we're all made of atoms. So then the baryon sweep should literally just disintegrate the ship. But that's just a wee hokey bit of science there. Anyways, so yeah. That annoyed me slightly. Anyway, so they have to beam the crew down to the planet, and there's a reception on the planet, and there's people on board from the planet that are going to set up the field diverters, whatever they are. And Captain Picard, while at the reception, hears there's horses on the planet and decides to go back up to the ship to get his saddle, because every captain or everybody that likes horses needs to have their own saddle, because you have to kind of, I don't know, like shoes, wear them in and make them comfortable to ride in. So while he's there, he discovers something's not quite right, and the people on board are trying to steal trilithium from the warp core so they can make a bomb, because they're bad guys, they're like terrorists. Captain Picard goes all Indiana Jones and has to take them all out. While the ship is being baryon swept, this big green curtain of energy starts at the back of the warp nacelles and then sweeps forward until it gets to the very front of the ship, and Captain Picard has to...
Oh, it's so emotional, your description of this.
Captain Picard has to call down the planet to tell him to switch off the baryon sweep because he's about to become obliterated. On the
in 10 forward.
In 10 forward, yeah, because that's the forwardmost part of the ship that people can have access to. Down on the planet, the bridge crew who are at this reception have been held hostage, and Geordi has been wounded by some kind of disruptor weapon, and Dr. Crusher, and they all kind of have to work together to make Geordi's visor into a weapon to stun the aliens that are keeping them captive. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Thank you. This is a really fun episode, don't you think?
I love it.
I do too. This was the one. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much fun. And it involves everyone. Like, this is a true crew episode because everyone has their own part. Like, good part for Beverly, great part for Deanna. You know, everyone's doing their thing. And Data mimicking and learning small talk. Like, that's what stills the show for me. I love that part so much. And to see how Brent Spiner, like, he's mimicking but overly exaggerates. Perfect. I mean, Brent acting, Spiner is just comedic gold in this episode.
So why don't we talk about the guest stars a little bit? There are quite a few, really. There's the whole sort of team on the Enterprise that's trying to steal the trilithium. There are the aliens who are from the planet, who are in on the plot. And then there is Commander Hutchison. Just call me Hutch.
On the people on the Enterprise, we have Tim Russ.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
We think.
Yes, we do.
His name is Devore. So probably not him with a name like Devore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tim Bajorn plays Sattler. He's been in a bunch of other Star Trek things across Deep Space Nine and Enterprise and Voyager, I think.
And Patricia Tallman played Kiros, and she is best known for Babylon 5, where she played the Psy-Corps agent who was assigned to the station.
And for being Beverly's stunt double.
She is that too. Yeah. So some really great guest appearances in this episode.
So I just clicked on the guest star Tom Nibley, who plays Neil, who's like carrying the, what is it? Trilithium?
The trilithium.
Yeah. Because he's just, sort of the nerdy, I'm going to do this. And then she's like, well, I don't need you anymore. And he gets, taken by the baryon sweep. But he was born in Provo, Utah, which is just 50 miles south of where I was born.
Oh.
I did not know this.
There you go. Who else do we have? There's quite a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah, but it's nice seeing Tim Russ, for sure.
Yes. Now, I guess Tim Russ had been sort of in the back of the Star Trek producers' heads for a long time, right? Because didn't he initially audition for the part of Geordi?
He auditioned for something. Was it Geordi?
I thought it was Geordi.
Yep, Geordi.
Oh, wow. Man, Kevin, you're on fire.
Smart like tree. Should we talk a bit about the plot of this episode and the sort of acting tour de force that Patrick Stewart... when you think of Patrick Stewart, you don't think of action star, yet he really gets that moment in this episode. I think he's been on record saying this is one of his favorite episodes that they made because it was so different, and and he got to wrestle around on the floor with a couple of women.
Does that mean if it's one of Patrick Stewart's favourite episodes, we have to vote for it? It would feel disloyal not to. I feel awkward now.
Yeah, he definitely had his excitement and fight scenes, and I mean, with Tim Russ and the other lady. I mean, like, he jumps on her, like knocks her down to the floor.
She was holding some weapons on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I love
can't expect
how
him to sit back and do nothing.
And I love how he's like, "Oh, I'm Mott the barber." Hilarious.
Who is also bald.
Yes.
Not blue.
Yes.
Just note, like, Patrick Stewart's stunt double, I would imagine, did all those fight scenes. So John Nowak did those. Irving Lewis was Tim Russ's stunt double. Which women did he fight? The Kelsey?
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Her stunt double was Maria Kelly.
So it was interesting because Picard was thinking that she was a terrorist, and she's like, "No, I'm just," reminded me of a Ferengi, just making a trade, just trying to make some money. A mercenary? Is that what?
She was a mercenary, yeah.
And interesting. And I'm like, you know what? They've got a pretty good gig, because if they're doing this for all the starships of the Federation or their Starfleet, they can gather a lot of trilithium. And I thought it's pretty smart, because they're the only ones, like, they've got the control of the ship, and it's pretty lucrative, I bet. I was pretty impressed with the writers for writing something that really, in my mind, could work.
You got to wonder, why weren't Federation scientists requesting all the trilithium for experiments?
Good question.
Whatever.
Very good question.
Because it's got to be better than dilithium. Or even just lithium.
But didn't they say it was like a byproduct of the warp engines?
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. Should we talk about continuity a little bit?
Sure.
There were a couple of things. It's not as explicit as Time Zero, but there are a couple of things. One of the weapons that the terrorists use is a Veron T disruptor, which we saw in
Hero Worship.
No. The one where Data is taken by the Collector.
Yeah.
The most toys.
That one.
The most
toys.
I got it right. Ooh.
You did. She had a Veron T disruptor. Picard did a Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yeah.
Which is a little
on a Vulcan.
Interest. Yes.
I mean, he's
yes,
not.
he did, Dudon.
I don't think that is a Veron T disruptor.
It was the same prop.
Are you sure?
Yeah. That's what Memory Alpha says.
Okay.
It looked very similar. And I thought it was like the flame torch gun.
Like for making
Was it a really disruptor?
That was a laser welder.
Yeah, so they used it as a laser welder. And I'm like, so they're standing a good 6 to 10 feet away from each other, and Picard's still not moving. And I'm like, it's a blowtorch. Just run away. It's not going to hurt you, only unless it burns you, and you'd have to be much closer to that. So when the lady was, holding them up at gunpoint, quote unquote, I didn't buy that.
Okay. I suppose if it's laser light, it's going to travel at the speed of light. Like,
if that's what it is, but they only showed it as like a blowtorch.
Yeah. See, I'm looking at pictures of the Veron T disruptor and pictures of the laser welder, and they look completely different. Like, not alike at all. They've got a vague gun shape, but that's it.
But So I'm not talking about the laser welder though.
Oh.
Kelsey had a weapon.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the laser welder.
Oh, yeah.
Talking at cross purposes. I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, Kelsey had a weapon, and her personal weapon
was the Vera.
The Veron.
Oh, so then that's why Picard wasn't running, because it was a different. Got it. That makes more sense. And since we've seen the most toys, he knows what a Veron T disruptor can do. Because Faggio. And
is that a Veron T disruptor, or is it just the same prop? Is it maybe the...
Well, this is what it says in Memory Alpha. The venerable Veron T disruptor prop makes an appearance as Kelsey's personal weapon.
Is it maybe a Veron S disruptor? Or the U? The one after it, maybe? I'm not sure. Bad weapons anyway.
It's there. Not nice.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think that you would be able to carry on small talk as long as Hutch and Data did?
No, I'm really bad at small talk. I prefer silence. I don't know why I podcast, because I really don't like talking or teaching. Well, I don't know why I teach either, because I don't like to talk.
Joe.
It's weird. It's a skill I've had
What
to
about
learn
you, Kevin?
over the years.
It's something that I probably could do. Would I want to? No. But, with my improv training, I could handle a conversation like that, I'm sure. Maybe not quite as animated as Data and Hutch were, but,
I always stay quiet until the other person speaks. I don't have any small talk in me.
I was going to say, and yet you started our conversation today by talking about the weather.
Oh, see, that's a sign. If you talk about the weather, you're boring. You have no small talk. So, what about you guys? Oh no, Kevin. What about you, Amy? Do you do small talk?
I don't think I could go as long as they went, but I can hold my own until I'm just like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. I think I could last longer than Riker lasted, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of it is you have to have like this bunch of random trivia going around in your head. And I'm like, my knowledge is very narrow. So
yeah, because he doesn't talk about anything really. It's all just facts.
I'm surprised that Hutch lasted as long as he did with Data.
Right.
I don't think, because generally he's the one who controls the conversation, and I would have thought he might have been taken aback a little more if he had been the one who was on the receiving end of all of this this conversation. But
well, it definitely was, because like Data was showing him up. Like if this were, a game, Data would be winning, because he's like, well, did you know that the bird, ornith, I don't even know. And then he's like, yeah, Data's like, yes, I did know, but did you know this? And Hutch is like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm like, okay, point for Data.
Data knows everything. So Data has no end to the useless trivia and facts that he can. And my head is so full of useless facts and trivia that I can, put me on the right topic and I can speak for hours.
Well, and I liked the Data, again, sort of a callback is, again, trying out his hand at writing subroutines, for small talk. And he had the subroutine for dating, right, DeSoro. So I like that that's sort of another callback. I'm working on my small talk. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Data does that all the time. And like, how awesome is that? Like, do we just pick something about ourselves? Like, I think I'd like to work on this for the next, little while. That's a great human trait to improve yourself.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, I'm not very human then.
Agreed.
Rubbish.
Oh, Joe, I sure wish you would improve yourself.
I know. Try.
Ooh. That's for all those old jokes he cracked.
Oh, was that you attempt at a burn? Oh, no, it's not.
Oh,
it's
it
not
was.
burny when I agree with you, so...
Am I going to have to keep you two separated when we're in Chicago together? Separate rooms, people. Separate parts of the house.
Keep her as far away as possible from me. I will not be held responsible.
Well, do we have anything more we'd like to say about Starship Mine?
I don't think there's really much importance to canon, would you say? It's just a wonderful, fun, episodic
Maybe the trilithium, which then makes a reappearance in Generations, is Soren's trilithium-based weapons to take out the stars.
Yeah. Oh, didn't even think of that. That's really good.
That's about it. The Veronti Disruptor reappearance. Tim Russ.
The Vulcan neck pinch that Picard gets to do because he mind melded with Sarek.
The horse riding makes another appearance in Generations.
So, to me, it seems it's more like there are canon connections as opposed to deep canon.
Right.
Like nothing from this episode affects future plots.
Yeah, they're more like Easter eggs and just callbacks.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, can I ask about what is Picard's saddle made out of?
Well, leather.
Applicated leather?
Okay, I'm just wondering why it survived the Baryon sweep.
Oh, yeah.
When it's made out of animal skin and all biological matter gets destroyed. Didn't think of that, did they?
It must be synthetic.
Yeah.
Must be replicated. Okay.
Yes. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah.
Because they wouldn't kill an actual animal just so Picard had a nice place to put his tush.
Right.
Okay.
And man, what a fine tush it was. I love him in that outfit. I'm sorry. He's got nice legs, and I was just admiring Patrick Stewart.
And whenever he's in civilian clothes, he's always wearing a very deep V-cut shirt to show off his manly chest.
Yes.
True.
So Picard did look very good in this episode.
Yes, he did. And Worf just said, "I don't want to go to the reception," and we don't see him for the whole episode. That was a funny bit with when Geordi asked to go to be excused to, and Picard's like, "No,
he beat you.
One person, and Worf got you here first.
Yep, he beat you.
You might outrank him, but he's smarter than you in this case."
Yeah, Picard's at his limits. That whole sequence where he's bumping into people in the corridors and he's firefighting all the problems that are occurring. Are you just at his limit? Like, no, you're going to the reception. Leave me alone.
That is a similarity between these two episodes. Worf is sort of on the sideline in both episodes, right? Worf did not get to go back to the 19th century because he would have stuck out like a sore thumb. So he got left behind on the ship, right? In this episode, he didn't want to go to the reception. So I don't know, he was off jogging or something. I don't know what he was doing. So
yeah, that is. Yeah, both episodes, we don't see Worf.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there briefly in both episodes, but he's not integral to the plot of either of these stories.
Yeah, you can't really go back in time when he's all big and alien looking. And if he's at that reception, he's just going to overpower the guards and there's not going to be an episode.
And let's move on to the debate. And should we talk about the listener comments? There were a few on the poll that got posted the other day. Would you like to go ahead first, Miss Amy Nelson, and read the first one there?
Yes, we have a comment from our good friend Casey Pettitt here on the network. It says, "Aw, crap, 2 great episodes. This is going to be a tough decision. What shall I choose? What shall I choose?" Well, Casey, you didn't tell us. Tell me, what did you choose?
You can go back into the poll and see what he voted for.
Oh, okay.
You can check. But he didn't put it in his comment.
Yeah.
Then we have a comment from Kimberly Lawler. "Starship Mine is a definite favourite for the mix of humour and seriousness. I love Picard's exasperation with the staff in the beginning, Data practicing small talk with Hutch, and Beverly and Will's reactions, and then the way Picard bluffs and improvises his way through the ship to stop the terrorists. Maybe it has fewer connections to canon, but at least it has Tim Russ. Thanks, Kimberly. I think all points we've covered.
Yes, all good points.
And our friend Christos Ginaris said, Time's Arrow is such a satisfying two-parter. I appreciate that it's not a jump to modern times to save money, but rather to another time period. And its importance to canon is clear. Definitely better than Starship Mine, which is okay, but forgettable.
Christos? Are you kidding me? Forgettable? I mean, I was with you on the okay part, but then you added forgettable. I don't even know who Christos is anymore.
Dead to me.
But I will agree, Time's Arrow is a very satisfying two-parter.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to read the last one there, Amy?
Okay, and my co-host, Mark White, on All Good Things, writes, Starship Mine is one of my favorite TNG episodes.
Yeah, that's how you have an opinion, Christos.
Yeah. So we have, just from the comments, 2 Starship Mines, 1 Time's Arrows. But what did the poll reveal, Kevin?
The poll, we had 24 votes altogether, and the vote was 16-8 in favor of Time's Arrow. So it wasn't a blowout, but it wasn't close either.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just really am surprised because when I first saw the poll, I was thinking Starship Mine. I'm really surprised. I did not know Time's Arrow was so favorable.
It's a double episode as well, against a single episode.
Yeah.
But we're just comparing story to story.
I think because of our criterion, especially the canon stuff, I think that is that brings that sways a lot of people. I can tell you that I can give you names if you want to know names of all the people who voted.
Have criteria?
No.
Are there rules to this? I'm not.
Yes. Guest stars, importance to canon and story. So are we voting?
We're voting.
Okay.
Are we going to vote with our fans or against? Amy, would you like to vote first?
Yeah, I do, because this truly has been difficult. And watching both of them, oh, man, yeah, both so good. But I am going to have to follow the criteria. And with the importance to canon and just how uncanny it was that we're discussing Time's Arrow on the heels of Picard and meeting Guinan and 10 Forward, I'm gonna have to go Time's Arrow, but man, I sure do love Starship Mine.
So you're voting for
Time's Arrow.
Starship Mine? Time's Arrow. Okay.
Time's Arrow for the importance to canon.
Okay. Would you like me to go next, Joe, or would you like to vote?
I'll vote. Yeah, I'm happy to vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have rules. I like what I like, so I don't follow your weird hokey rules. So I remember at the beginning I said that it was the opposite way, and then a couple of points changed. Though the things that changed were the baryon sweep. If it was a baryon sweep and it was going to delete all the baryons, then that was going to delete the whole ship. So the hokey science kind of spoiled that for me slightly. And then the fact that it's Jack London in Time's Arrow. And I saw Mark Alemo for the first time, having not noticed it was him before. And so yeah, my vote goes to Time's Arrow, parts 1 and 2.
Aha! So that makes my vote moot, which is fine because I was going to vote for Time's Arrow as well.
Oh.
I think for all the reasons Amy said too, that it's just a much more important story in the saga that is Star Trek, and I can't discount the coincidence of the Picard episode as well. So we are going with a vote of 3-1. 3-0. We are going to move Times Arrow into the next round. Huzzah!
It's unanimous.
Good trip.
Whoever thought that we could all agree on something?
Every now and then it happens. So that means Times Arrow will be moving on to the next round. And it will be going up against... One second here. Chain of Command in the next round.
Oh. Wow.
But keep in mind, this was Bat Left Battle 22. That will be Bat Left Battle 86. So there's a little time before that happens. Our next Bat Left Battle in a few weeks, if we continue to put them out on a schedule just like this, will be Legacy versus Heart of Glory. So that's the season 1 episode, Heart of Glory, and the season 4 episode Legacy.
The one with Tasha Yar's sister.
Yeah.
Tasha Yar's sister. So it's season 4 episode 6 versus season 1 episode 20.
All right.
Incoming transmission.
So we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show, and we hope you'll join the Facebook group Federation Council Chambers. You are welcome to start conversations with us or add any general Star Trek info you want to share with the group.
If you'd like to send us an email, you can email us directly at galaxyclass@ufp.earth, and we will read your email on the show. You can also follow us on Twitter at GalaxyClassPod.
Please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a star rating and written review. That helps others to find the show. You can also find the entire network's podcast with our master feed by searching United Federation of Podcasts. This way you won't miss any of our fine shows like All Good Things, Franchise Fatigue, Always Hold On to Arrow, History with the Szilagys, Mickey's Marvels, Sasquatch, and Infinite Diversity. So, Amy, where can people find you when you're not being a good woman in the 1800s tied to the kitchen?
Well, I will be removing the corset so I can be comfortable in my clothes. Yes. But you can find me here on the network where I'm co-hosting All Good Things. I am on Twitter at Miss Amy Nelson. Oh, I also co-host Union Federation Podcast, which talks about the new Trek and Orville.
Which is soon.
And of course...
Orville?
What?
Soon?
June, yes.
Soon. Okay, June. That's quite far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was supposed to be in March, but it got delayed. Oh, goodness. And yeah, I'm in the Facebook group. And Kevin, where can people find you when you're selling trilithium to afford coming on the Star Trek convention and the cruise? I'm throwing that in there too, because you're going to make a lot of money.
Selling the trilithium, good. There's a good black market for trilithium, I hear. So, well, if I'm not doing that, you can find me on a couple of other podcasts that I like to do with my friends Brent, Ryan, and Jen. We do True North Nerds, which is a general nerdity and geekery podcast. Or if I'm not on that podcast, I am on a podcast with my friends Trudy and Nancy, where we talk about local theater here in Central Ontario, and that show is called Stage Whispers. You can also find me in the Federation Council Chamber and all over the social medias. Joe, where can people find you when you're not making small talk?
Weather, nice. It's blue skies, yeah. When I'm not doing that, you can find me selling pictures of my feet to wealthy Australians. You can... Is that Rhea's job? Sorry, Rhea. Stealing your business. Oh, can you imagine? Yeah. When I'm not doing that,
I cannot believe you just said that.
Why?
That's hilarious.
You can find me on the Federation Council Chambers. You can email me, joepodcasts@gmail.com or joesfeet@gmail.com, or tweet me on the Twitter @joeyjoe77uk.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
We would like to recognize our executive producers, Brandon Shea Mutella, Ken Tripp, Zach Moore, and Tony Robinson. We'd also like to thank Zach Tripp for our opening and closing music and Tony Robinson for amazing artwork. And a very huge shout out to Davey Willett, our very own show supporter. Thank you so much.
And thank you for beaming aboard the Galaxy class. And until next time.
As I experience certain sensory input patterns, my mental pathways become accustomed to them. The inputs eventually are anticipated and even missed when absent.
Great joy and gratitude.
Do you keep a saddle on the Enterprise?
Engage.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.